This is a 2021 Citroen e-C4 electric vehicle. This one is a Shine Plus model, and in this video I'm going to look at the driving efficiency of this car. So what I'm going to do today is take this for a long drive, and most of it's going to be high-speed driving. Let's just start it up and turn the radio off. Right, so as we can see, the battery is fully charged and it is showing an estimated range of 200 miles. Let's just get the instant economy up, and we can see it's 100% state of charge there. So it is November. It's not too cold at the moment. It's saying 9 degrees outside, but it is starting to warm up. I did check on Google recently, well, let's say recently, about an hour ago, and it said it was 6 degrees, but it felt more like 3 degrees because of the wind chill. And obviously this car has been sat here overnight, so the battery pack is going to be more like that 5 or 6 degrees. So what I'm going to do is have the heating on at 20 degrees. I'm going to keep that on all the time, and I'm going to do about a 2.5 hour drive. I'm actually going to drive over to the Gridserve Electric forecourt. I've never been there before, even though it's been opened for 3 years now. So I'm going to drive over there, charge up, and then drive back. So it's about a 2.5 hour drive each way, so 5 hours of driving today, and I'm going to do that just to go and have a look at this forecourt and get a couple of videos out of it. So as we can see, it's not 2 miles off the estimated range already because I've got the heater on. And actually, if I push this button here, no, wrong button, push this button on the end of the stalk here and change the dash to the heater, we can see there the heater is drawing the maximum amount of power at the moment. Even though this has a heat pump, when you start up, it's got to get up to its operating conditions, and the compressor is running full whack, and it's already, you can see it's dropped down. So the compressor comes on and off, and that energy usage goes up and down. But once it gets up to its 20 degrees, then of course it's going to calm down and use much less power. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to keep this real world. So let's get on the way and see what this car does. Oh, other thing is, let's go round to my driving efficiencies. So over 1,465 miles, I've averaged 4.0 miles per kilowatt hour. So what I'm going to do is reset trip 2 there. So push and hold that button, and now that has reset. So I'm in South Oxfordshire. So this journey is A34 up to Oxford, and then get on the M40 all the way down to London, and then go round the M25 North London, and then up the M11. Don't think I've ever been on that road, and it's up here, Braintree, there it is. So the electric forecourt is somewhere around there. So it's in Essex. So all in all, 2.5 hour or so drive. Sorry for interrupting, but I thought I'll just explain a couple of features on YouTube which will help you when watching long videos. Firstly, under settings, you can adjust the playback speed, and secondly, at the bottom of the screen, you've got chapters where you can jump to relevant sections of the video. And while I've got you, please remember to add your comments or questions below the video, and also subscribe. Okie doke, enjoy the video. So, change of plan already. Rather than going northbound on the A34 and getting on the M40, I'm now going southbound on the A34 and going to get on the M4 to London. I think there was roadworks or traffic that way, but anyway, Google Maps is taking me a different way. As you can see, the conditions aren't ideal. It's now 10 degrees, it is warming up a little bit, but I've got my heated seat on, and there's a lot of standing water. We've just had that storm in the south of England, and we've had 3 days of constant rain and wind, and that rain only finished about half an hour ago, and it's blowing over pretty quickly, and it will be sunny this afternoon. So there is a lot of standing water around. I'm probably not going to see it driving on these dual carriageways or motorways, but local roads around us are all flooded, and there's 1 or 2 stranded cars, and a lot of local roads are shut because of the floods. So yeah, not ideal conditions, but you know, I'm not trying to max this out to get a super efficient driving, because it just isn't real world. I'm going to be doing motorway speeds. At the moment I'm doing 68 miles an hour, for example. Yeah, doing motorway speeds, keeping up with the traffic. I'll be doing the speed limit all the way. Maybe not while I'm talking to camera. Like at the moment I've slowed down a bit just because I am sort of reaching over and turning the camera on and off. But anyway, I will probably see you again when I'm at this electric forecourt, which I've never seen before, so I'll be interested to see it, and hopefully it will be a bit brighter and won't be raining when I get there. I've just called into Reading Services here to grab a coffee through the Costa drive-through. It's just so busy today. That took 20 minutes just to go through the drive-through. The motorway's busy.
Take the slip road to M4.
Oh, there's got a car coming the wrong way here as well. What are they doing? Maybe they're gardeners or something. No. But it's, what's the time? It's 11:30 on a Saturday. I can't believe how many people are out on the road today.
Take the slip road to M4.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's the thing when you're talking about range with electric cars.
In a quarter of a mile,
a lot of people, I tend to say how many hours a car will last driving at motorway speeds rather than the actual miles, because a lot of people forget how busy the roads are in the UK and forget how long it takes to go anywhere. So this particular route is 160 miles, something like that, but we don't drive at 70 miles an hour on average on the UK roads, unless you're driving in the early hours of the morning, but even then there's all the roadworks and the lorries are on the road. So you know, I've been driving long distances for years. I used to for my work, and 20 years ago you could, but things have changed now. The roads are always busy, and you're you know, it's assuming you're not going to be breaking the law and speeding. Your average driving speed, if you're driving any distance, just is never 70 miles an hour. It's more like 50 miles an hour on average, because there will be times where you've got to slow down, there will be traffic, there will be times where you've even got to stop. For example, I've just pulled into the services, didn't even stop, didn't need to use the loo, I've just grabbed a quick coffee, and that took 20 minutes. So that's thrown my average down by a long way because I was stationary. So if I just push the buttons on the end of my stalk and have a look at trip 2, yeah, my average so far has been 33 miles an hour, and I haven't been driving slow. In my mind, I've been driving 68 to 70 miles an hour all the way. But of course, averages don't work like that, and that's the mistake many people make, and they don't understand averages. So anyway, my efficiency so far is 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour, which, well, it's 3.8. It's just dropped. It's just increased by 0.1 of a miles per kilowatt hour. which isn't too bad considering I've been sat stationary. I've had the heating on. I have dropped the heating down 1 degrees, and I have just taken it off auto there while I'm filming, just to turn the fans down because it's still pretty much full fan speed. And the temperature now is 14 degrees outside, and because it is getting sunny now and it is warming up. So, and the other thing is I'm doing the road speed, the maximum speed the road would allow, as you can see from this footage. I'm not driving super efficiently, trying to maximise the results here. I'm just doing very much real world. There's no point pretending here, and I'm driving the speed limit or the speed that the road will allow. So I'll crack on and drink my coffee while I drive down the M4 here, then round the M25, then up the M11 and into Essex, and I'll catch you later on. So I'm on the M25 now, and I'm on the north part of the M25, so it is much quieter now. There we go, South Mim services. And just a quick update on the driving economy and the averages. So my average now is 48 miles an hour, and I've been doing 70 all the time. I could do 70. The driving efficiency is 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour, and I've done 77 miles so far. So I'm now 48 minutes away from my destination. The battery is what looks to be 50%. Let me just call up the menu. Yeah, my battery is now at 52% state of charge. Right, okay, just a little update. I'll film again when I'm at Gridserve. So here we are. There's a lot of EVs charging here. So there's a charger there for vans and vehicles with trailers, which is good to see. And then here we've got Tesla superchargers. They're all in use. There on the right are some three-phase AC chargers. There's some demonstration electric vehicles that you can take out for test drives. And this is the future. Look at that. It's impressive. So let's go down this side and find a suitable charger. I think on this side these are the medium powered chargers. I've never been here before, but anyway, yeah, I think these are medium power, but it doesn't matter. I'm not charged. I shouldn't say charged. I'm at 23% state of charge. So ideally I'd like to be on a higher powered one, but because this can charge, I think, at 150 kilowatt. So it would be nice to see what this can get. So I think I'll just go and double check that there aren't any more high powered ones free. Or sorry, there are any high powered ones free before I plug into this medium powered one. So there are, but it does mean facing the wrong way, going against the flow of traffic, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn around here and do what that Porsche is doing and face the wrong way. So my current state of charge is 23%, and if I go round to trip 2, you can see there I've averaged 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good considering that was motorway and dual carriageway door to door. My average speed has been 50 miles an hour, so that has knocked up a little bit, and the journey was 126 miles, which it felt longer than that because it's taken a good 2.5 hours. But anyway, I'm going to go and plug in now and see what charging speeds we get on this car. Right, so I've got CCS connector here, plug that in, and then just tap your card on the payment screen. I'm going to use Google Pay. That's now starting. Be interesting to see what the charge rates are like. I've never rapid charged this car yet. So battery's at 23%, and in a minute it should start ramping up. So 41 kilowatt, 61 kilowatt, 62, come on, get a bit faster. Sorry, my hand is shaking, it is cold today. 63, so it's not ramping up quite as quick as I would expect, because the battery should be pretty warm because I've been driving 2.5 hours. But yeah, clearly it's not going to go any higher than 63 kilowatt. So I could have charged on one of these medium powered ones. So if I have a look in the car there, that's a screen I haven't seen before. So charge at a rate of 274 miles an hour. So that's what it's adding, 292 miles per hour. So it's saying 44 minutes to charge to full. Obviously I'm not going to charge to full. You don't charge to full when you're rapid charging, so I'm going to charge to 70% or so, I think. And we're at 29% already. So there are Gridserve staff wandering around as well with tablets around their neck, and I've just been chatting to one of the guys, and he said they walk around to help people with the charging and answer any questions. He did say that this place was full 20 minutes ago and it was absolutely rammed, so yeah, clearly being used. So after charging for 19 minutes, now at 65% and charging at 48 kilowatt. There's also speakers underneath this canopy, and they're playing music across the forecourt as well. So the car's been charging for 41 minutes. It's now charging at 19 kilowatt. We're at 91%. It's added 30.179 kilowatt hours in total. So I'm going to disconnect because I've got more than enough here to get back. There we go, that's disconnected. I can then put that back and get on my way. And that's charged me £20.88. So that's my charging done. I've just gone and grabbed some lunch and used the loo. So move myself out of the charging bay. So I'm going to get on my way. 2 hours, 7 minutes it's saying to get back.
In 150 yards at the roundabout, take the third
But
exit onto Edison Way.
this is the nicest services I've been to. It's lovely. Very nice. Right, I'll get on my drive back, and then we can have a look at the total driving efficiency of the whole trip, and look at what the range is of this car. It does only have a 50 kilowatt hour pack with about 46 kilowatt hours of usable capacity, but can look at what the total range is when you're driving at motorway speeds.
In a quarter of a mile,
like I am today.
exit and stay on A131.
Again. So while I'm driving along the M11 here, I thought I'd just mention that these Citroen e-C4s are such a comfortable car. They are quiet, refined, the suspension is nice and soft and cushions all the bumps in the road. They're just really nice cars to drive, and a lot more refined and more comfortable than you would expect for a car of this price bracket, and for a car with a Citroen badge on the front. These are just cracking EVs. I really do like this car. A lot of the reviews on these cars criticise the range because these have a relatively small battery, but I think a 50 kilowatt hour battery is more than suitable for a very large proportion of the drivers in the UK. We don't all do long distance driving, and of course when you do, for a lot of people, charging or stopping, should I say, after 3 or 4 hours driving is the norm anyway. So you charge while you need to stop to use the loo or grab something to eat. So I don't find the range limiting at all on this car, and in reality I prefer to see cars like this with smaller battery packs, which are therefore then more affordable than lots of EVs for £10,000 to £20,000 more than this car costs, because they've got a bigger battery pack. So for some people, yes, they're going to want more range than what this gives you. This is typically a 200 mile range car, but for the majority of people, 200 miles in an EV is more than adequate. That is if you can charge from home. If you can't charge from home, true, you're going to want a bigger battery, but if you can, when you start every day with 100% battery or near that, there's not many days where you're going to be doing 200 miles a day. And if there is, and there's those times where you do a long trip, like I've done today, then you do a rapid charge when you stop. And the reality is, a 50 kilowatt hour car does depend on the efficiency, of course, and how you're driving it, but with a 50 kilowatt hour battery, that's going to give you 3 or 4 hours of driving before you need to recharge. And you just got to think about your daily, weekly, monthly use. How many times are you sat in the car for that long in one journey? And it's few and far between for most people. So a lot of people just get focused on the range too much, thinking that their combustion engine vehicle might do 400 miles range, and therefore they think their EV should do the same. And it just doesn't work like that. If you can charge from home, 200 miles or even 150 miles is more than adequate for most people. It's just a different way of doing things. But of course, that's not everyone, but I would say the majority, if you can charge from home, that is. Right. So I'm on the M40 now, just past Beaconsfield Services, and the matrix signs are flashing up saying the A34 southbound is closed, and that's what I would normally be going on. So I've zoomed into Google Maps here and I can see all round Oxford it's shut. So Google Maps is taking me on the other side of the Oxford Ring Road, but it is red, which it will be. The Oxford Ring Road is going to get really busy if one side of it is shut. So I'm going to miss that, and I've got 2 cross-country routes. One is 3 minutes faster, one is similar. So obviously I'll take the 3 minutes faster one, and I'm going to go the last bit across country to miss all that traffic. Because if you've got this far in the video, thank you very much. Do hit the thumbs up button if you find this sort of video interesting or you found it useful. It really does help. Also, do subscribe as well if you're not already. That also helps an awful lot. What I'm finding is YouTube isn't letting people know when a new video is released. I'm finding that not just on my channel, but channels I subscribe to as well. I'm just not getting the notifications from YouTube anymore. I don't know what they're playing at. But anyway, if you want to know when I release a video and what it is, I announce it on the community section on the YouTube channel. But even easier would be to follow the Go Green Autos Facebook page, and every time a video is released I announce it on there, so you'll see it in your Facebook feed as well. So please do that if you want to keep up to date with what I'm publishing on YouTube. And the other thing I just wanted to say is again, I'm trying to keep this real world, driving the national speed limit as much as I can, and hopefully on the video you can see the dash there and you can see what speed I'm driving at. Maybe you'll be able to see through the heads-up display as well, I'm not sure. Probably not, I'm not sure whether the camera angle is going to show that. There's horrendous queues on the other side of the M40. They were putting cones out back down there and have shut the motorway completely while they do it. And this has been, well, 2 miles already, but as you can see it goes back as far as the eye can see. So I'm going to get off the M40 here at the Tame and Wallingford turning, and then it's A roads all the way back. So for the next 19 miles I'm going to do A roads, and that misses out the traffic problems up around Oxford. I see up there they've also shut the slip road, not allowing more traffic to get on the M40. So clearly that's not a temporary closure, that's a more of a semi-permanent closure if they're not allowing any new traffic to join the motorway. So I'm back now. The battery percentage is currently at 19%, and as you can tell it's dark now as well. So my driving today, I've driven 241 miles at an average of 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. So as you could tell, it was virtually all motorway and dual carriageway. I would say something like 94% roughly of the driving has been high speed driving on motorways and dual carriageways. And I've had the air conditioning and heating on all the time. I've had my heated seat on. I've only got the climate control turned off now to stop the fan. And it's currently 10 degrees, so it's been anything from 7 degrees to 12 degrees today. So at that sort of driving, I'm just bringing up my calculator here. So that gives a total range of this Citroen e-C4 in today's conditions and my driving style of 175 miles. So I'm quite happy with that. Obviously I could have driven a lot more efficiently. I could have maybe put it in eco mode, and I could have driven a little bit more conservatively and would have got well over 4 miles per kilowatt hour, even in the mild winter conditions we've got today. So anyway, I'll leave that there as it's dark now, and this video has taken most of the day to make. So I hope you appreciate it, and if you have, please do click that thumbs up button if you can see my thumb in the darkness. Do subscribe to the channel if you can, and also have a look at the playlist if you want to see more videos on the Citroen e-C4. There's a link in the video description below to that playlist where you can see all the other videos I've made. There aren't too many yet because they haven't gone live yet, but that playlist will be getting larger as time goes on and these videos are released. Okie doke, I'll see you on the next video.